Welcome back to another episode of the A Player Podcast. With me today, I have Dre Medina. What's up, man?
How you doing, bro? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, bro, for sure. Are you nervous?
Nah, a little bit, but
A little
once we
nervous?
get into it, it'll be good.
All right. So the reason that I have you on this podcast today is... Actually, no, let me ask you. Why do you think I have you on the podcast today?
Shoot. I don't know what I do. For what I like to do, a bunch of videos, photo stuff. Kind of known around in the area a little bit. So probably,
Yeah.
That's what I think. Obviously, I don't know what you have me here for, but But yeah, that's what I...
Yeah, that's exactly why I have you here. I've seen your stuff, and when I was creating the podcast, like months before, I was thinking of like all the people that I could have on the podcast and stuff, and I was like, Dre Medina would be super cool, but I didn't know you, and so I don't know. For me, it takes a bit for me to like contact people, but then I met you at a party, and I was like, perfect opportunity right here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice opportunity to be here, first podcast ever, but thank you for having me.
Yeah, maybe you'll have another one with someone else.
Hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
So let me get to the questions. Where did the idea come from? Like, where did like photography, videography even come from?
So during quarantine, I was really bored, and then obviously like I was just watching basically all the videos I could see. I stumbled upon like some videography videos. I was like, dude, this is pretty cool. I'm trying to do it. Looked into getting some cameras. I eventually got a camera for Christmas, and then so I was using the camera a lot, and then I wasn't really getting like the type of shots I wanted. I would see these videos of like these professionals getting like cinematic shots with the camera I had, same exact setup, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? I didn't really want to go deep into it at the moment, so then I kind of put the camera down. I wasn't really doing anything. Then my freshman year of high school, I was going to wrestle, ended up breaking my arm before the season started, and then so I would travel with the team still. I would still go to all the events, but I was like, I mean, I have a camera, might as well try to use it, and I picked it up. My first ever photos were horrible, and then I kind of started from there. But before that, I would even edit a little bit, like just any videos I would have. Like I would just edit them on CapCut for fun. So I kind of had an idea on how to edit videos, but like really using the camera and like finding the science behind it, it was definitely like within the last year and a half where I've been taking it seriously, and that's what I want to do.
Do a lot of people like contact you like, hey?
Like contact me for work or?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like, do you see this more of as a hobby, or do you see it like this is the profession I want to go into? Well,
yeah, definitely. When I first started off, I was like, oh, it's, it's just something for fun, and then I kind of looked into it, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely what I want to do. My ultimate goal right now is to have my own production company to the point where I'm just traveling all over the country doing all kinds of shoots with a team of people. So that's what I want to do. Obviously, anything can come up. But right now, that's my plan. So, yeah. Are
you planning on going to college for that? For, like, videography or, like, camera stuff?
I'm not 100% sure yet. Okay. My parents would like me to. I don't really want to because I personally think at that time I'd be in college. Like, I would... In the time I could be in college, which would be, like, 2-4 years, in that time, I feel like I could make a lot more connections and a lot more experience in my field. And with way less money, I mean, just to the point I've gotten to now, it's all been by myself, kind of just networking, connecting with people, reaching out.
Yeah.
And so I feel like within college, it'd be like a bit of a bar would be set, and I don't really, the sky's the limit for me, so I'm just trying to go as far as I can.
But don't you think like, yeah. Don't you think that maybe if you go to college, like you would meet people there that also want to do kind of what you do?
Yeah,
because then that's networking in itself.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, there's definitely been times where I've considered it. I've really looked into it, like any type of film schools I would like to go to. Right now, at the moment, I'm kind of just thinking freelancing right out of high school and then kind of doing that. If that doesn't work out, then I would probably go into film school. But right now, like, that's kind of what I'm trying to do, just kind of freelance, get some contracts in place, and then build a team and then start from there.
Do you have anybody in mind to, like, be in a team with? Because I know obviously my cousin Alex likes to do kind of photography and stuff like that too.
Yeah, so right now my plan is to get a second shooter by like next spring, next summer, so then it could be me and someone else. because right now it could help me out a lot. Like there's times where I can't go to a game and take videos, or like there's just times where I can't do all events because it's just me and I have other work. So having someone else would be way nicer because it's more work, and at the end of the day, more work equals more money. So more money equals more opportunities. It goes into way bigger things. So yeah, I mean, Alex is definitely one of them. I mean, he's a really close friend. So I've thought about it before. I'm like, I mean, if I bring someone else in, I don't really know them like that. I'm gonna have to like get to know them again. I have to trust them.
Yeah.
So Alex, he already has my trust, and
he has his own camera too, right?
yeah, he just bought a new camera.
Oh, really?
He just bought a new one, Canon R8. That's the one I was looking into. So
because you shoot with the Canon M50, right?
Yeah, that's what I shoot with. That's the only camera I've had up until this point. But I'm definitely looking to upgrade by next spring. It's just, nothing's cheap, so that's definitely kind of what I'm looking into.
So do you have another job?
Yeah. I do have another job, and then kind of I just do that, save up all my money as much as I can, and then just invest it. Yeah.
So where did the name for like Dre, like you just couldn't think of another name, or were you just keep it simple?
I don't know. I mean, it's funny because when I first my first ever basketball edit, I was thinking of a name. I was like, what can I put? And I just thought Dre Films right away, just because my name is in films. But anyone that like started from me since like the beginning, like the first couple of months of me doing it, my first name on TikTok was Dre Vids. So now like people that like know me from a long time, they call me like Dre Vids or stuff like that. That's just a joke. But so yeah, Dre Films is kind of what it is right now. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I definitely want to get into like an actual name where it's just a company, not just me. Okay. So, but then that's a whole different thing.
I mean, I think the name Dre Films is, I mean, I like it. I mean, when I first started this podcast, it was literally called AG Media because I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
like I literally just put my initials and media.
That's like the easiest way to think about it. And I'm not super creative when it comes to names, so I just thought, my name right away, and then
I know that you also have a YouTube channel. Do you want to expand, like grow that too, or no?
The YouTube, I don't know. I just kind of started it for fun because I would already do like so I would be like a chamelan for quinces, and then so like the first ever girl I was a chamelan for, she's like one of my closest friends. So I was like, I might as well just make like a little vlog for the day. So I did it, and I was like, this is like kind of cool. I uploaded it, people liked it, and then I ended up starting a YouTube channel which is like just like my life, like vlogging and stuff. I plan to like do it daily. At the time, I was like, I could do this daily every other day. But I don't know. I'm kind of shy when it comes to like having my camera out in public and stuff.
Do you shoot with that same M50?
Yeah, that's like the only camera I have right now. That and like my phone. So, but yeah, like the one thing I really like about like this industry is, at the end of the day, equipment doesn't really matter as much as people think. So like if you have a $5,000 setup but like don't know how to use it, someone with like because my setup isn't over $800. So if you can really learn how to use a budget setup, your pictures and videos will come out way better than if you have a $5,000 setup and don't know how to use it. Yeah. So yeah.
I wanted to get about like more about your parents. Like, did your parents like what did your parents think about it?
So I mean, my parents have always supported me in everything I wanted to do. Basically every activity, sport, whatever, they've always been there supporting me. At first they thought, when I first started it, they thought it was just a hobby. They didn't really think much about it. Then they kind of saw I started making money from it, started to like, just expand. And I mean, they're supportive of it. They think about it for me as a job. Like I tell them I'm gonna go like film or something, like, you're gonna go work, So yeah, I mean, they've always been supportive, which I mean, I'm extremely grateful for. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did your parents, like, when you were first starting, did your parents ever tell you like, no, mijo, ve, agárrate un trabajo, like a real job?
I mean, not really. In a way, yes and no. Like in the beginning of the summer, because like May so far has been like
of 2024.
Yeah, May this year. Like I was doing like I was probably doing like work every weekend, which is like big work, like every weekend, and then just like little like side jobs during the weekday. So I was like, like maybe I can actually like do this full time. So I quit what I was doing at the time, kind of went into that. But then summer started and kind of like all the sports died down because of school and stuff. So then I was just kind of like doing nothing, honestly. I was just kind of like chilling at my house. Like I was like, dude, what can I do? So then that's when my parents were kind of on me, like, like get a job at least. So and in that aspect, like in a way, they're like, oh yeah, you know, get a job just in case. And I kind of think about that, 'cause, you know, because any day something could happen. At least I could have that job. But I mean, when I first started, they didn't really think much of it. They were just like always just playing around with the camera, and then yeah, I mean, they saw like my pictures came out pretty decent. They were like, oh, you know, and then all of a sudden, a freaking like family event happens, and they want me to go take pictures and videos, and I'm like, okay, so yeah.
Yeah. So what do they think about it now?
They like it. I mean, they're definitely supportive. They try to get me to, because there's like, it's way different working with Hispanic people than working with like, it's different working with every race. You know, like every race has their own like things they have and things that they want in their videos. So yeah, like for example, like my dad, he's a truck driver, and every year they have like this big truck driver party with a bunch of semis and a bunch of truck drivers. So my dad wanted me to go out and take pictures of just everyone in the trucks and stuff. So I went out, I mean, sold the pictures for a certain price, and then ended up making money. So also for like example, for this last weekend for Mexican Independence, there was like the Mexican parade down in Delavan. Mm-hmm. I went down there, took pictures, and yeah, so I mean, it was cool just experiencing all that.
Yeah. So let's get a little bit more into like, how do you like, when someone asks you to take pictures or videos of something, yeah. How much do you charge, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, so it honestly depends. Most of the time, like I always ask like when is it, where is it, and what type of shoot is it, if you want photos or videos, because it's so different. Because like if it's a shoot that's right down by my house, then I'm not gonna charge the same than if it's a shoot down in Milwaukee, because you gotta count gas and stuff like that. But right now, for example, if like an athlete hits me up and he's like, oh, I want a mixtape, and they're like nearby, it'd probably be like starting at $100 to like $150 depending on what they want. So yeah, a lot of people might think it's a lot. Some people might think it's a little bit. Everyone has their own opinion on that, but at the end of the day, I think my prices are very fair compared to other people that charge way more, and they take a long time to deliver stuff, and it's just, I don't know, like I try to be I try to be fast with my stuff. Like if I'm shooting somewhere, like for example, on Friday, like for a football game, I get home, edit, and then the pictures are up by the next afternoon. Same with the video. So I always try to be fast as I can. Obviously, if something comes up, then you know it comes up. But yeah, that's definitely like kind of what I charge right now. It just all depends. But base rate is now it's starting like at $100, just depending on what it is. But yeah.
Does that work the same for like quinces and stuff?
Yeah. So those are different because it's all day and it's way more work since it's just me. So now I've established myself, kind of thought like any event that's all day like that, it's gonna be $500 and up, because it's just way more work and a bunch of pictures, a lot more time, and like all day, and then I have to ask for the day off. So it comes with a bunch more stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of my prices now. They always change, but yeah.
How often are you shooting quinces?
Oh, so the one I saw you at, that was my first one ever doing. But I've actually been extremely blessed these last. So this month I had that one. Next month I have a wedding, and then the month after that, in November, I have another quince to do, and then possibly another big event like that. So within the next 2-3 months, I could have 4 big events I could do. So I've always been extremely grateful for anyone who's been helping me out. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's mainly, like, the people around me in the school that helps me out, like, the students. Because, I mean, every post, every reel I do, like, everyone shares it and likes it and reposts. So if it wasn't for people doing that, I honestly probably wouldn't even be anywhere. So I'm always extremely grateful for anyone that supports me.
So the school, so Delavan Darien knows that you do photography and stuff? Yeah,
they do. Yeah. Like,
have they ever, like, said, like, yo, come shoot like this for us or anything?
Yeah, they always try to. So I'm always at games. Like I'm basically at every home game. I'm always there. They like my work and stuff. I just recently had a little like I'm gonna say like conflict with them, because the music I use in my videos isn't clean. Oh. So I used this one song for my for a football video that was like, I would even admit it, you know, the video wasn't like, you know, you're not gonna put it on during church, you know. But yeah, I mean, they called me in the first day of school. They were like, we have a problem with your video, you know, the lyrics are bad. The video's really good though. I'm like, okay. And then they asked me to take it down on Facebook. They wanted me to take it down on Instagram. I refused to because I was like, it did good on Instagram. It did good on Facebook too. What I personally think was the problem was I posted it on Facebook, and I mean, no one really sees my stuff on Facebook except for like parents. I'm like, oh, you know, just for the kids, parents could see it, and all the coaches started reposting the video. So then it eventually got to the board of like everyone saw the video with the bad lyrics, I guess you could say, and then they asked me to take it down. I took it down on Facebook. So now I kind of have to do that in a way because I like shooting for Delavan. I really do. I mainly do it for the athletes and for the community. The school doesn't really it doesn't really concern me at all because at the end of the day I could go to Elkhorn, I could come to Badger, I could go to Bigfoot, all those schools and go shoot over there. But at the end of the day, I'm from Delavan. I've always gone to Delavan. I'm close to the athletes, so it's a better experience being there than like going to somewhere else where I'm like not really close to anyone. So yeah.
Would you ever shoot for any other school? Because I know the Bigfoot Delavan soccer game is coming up this Thursday. Do you think you're gonna go shoot that or no?
Yeah, I'm probably most likely. Yeah, I always like going to those type of games. I've done a few. I have done work for other schools. Like if an athlete hits me up from, for example, like Bigfoot, they're like, "Oh, can you come shoot a game?" I go shoot their game. You know, I've done mixes for Elkhorn. So yeah, I mean, I'm not the only thing is like Delavan is the only school I do for free because it's like that's what I post on my page and that's what everyone gets to see. Any other school, then it's different, but yeah.
So if an athlete hits you up or anything and they're like a close friend, do you give them like a discount or anything like that, or how does that work?
Probably at first, yeah, but now kind of it depends. I'll probably like if it's just like some pictures, like 2-3 pictures, I'm like it's whatever. You know, because at the end of the day, I don't do it for money. It's just what I like to do. You know, I'll give you the same type of work if it's for $0 and if it's for $500. You know, I'm always very neutral when it comes to the price. Like, just because you pay me $10 doesn't mean I'm gonna mess up your pictures. Yeah. But just because you pay me $1,000 doesn't mean I'm gonna make them the best. You know, there's gonna be the same thing. So yeah, I always try to be fair with everyone. If it's like a very, very close friend, then yeah, I'm like, okay. You know, it's all right. If it's just someone that I talk to once in a while, then, I mean, probably like a few dollars off, but nothing crazy.
What would you say is like your favorite thing to shoot? Do you prefer shooting quinces or like sports? Or do you shoot anything else?
I've done like a few different type of shoots. Like, so there's an MMA gym in Delavan, and I go shoot for them like weekly. So that's like one consistent job I always have. So I go shoot for them weekly. And I mean, I've had the great opportunity to go to Iowa twice with the team, because back in July, 2 fighters fought in an MMA match. So I got to be there ringside filming that. Then like 3 weeks later, we went to the University of Iowa to go shoot a wrestler. So I mean, it's always been good to do that. I've done places like Boxed Umbrella. I've done down in Delavan. I've done. I don't know if you know about the space right here, like the space is called. It's like a therapy, like body recovery. So all that. But right now, I mainly do like doing sports. I want to get into other stuff, like more cinematic stuff, like quinces and stuff like that, bigger things. But yeah, I mean, I like doing sports because it's just so fast and you can't really predict it and control it. And that I kind of like that, you know, because you have to predict the game in a way. Like if it's football, you know, I'm not 20 yards behind the ball. I have to be like down by the end zone if they're at the 50-yard line because you never know if they throw a bomb and I could get it. So, and so yeah, I mean, right now I like doing sports. My favorite sport is probably like either basketball or football. But yeah, so yeah, that's my favorite shoots definitely.
Was there ever any doubt? Were you ever scared of starting?
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like when I first started like back in 2020. That's when I like first put the camera down. I was like, you know what, I'm done. You know, it's just gonna be like a little hobby I'll do. Then I broke my arm. Then I was like, oh, I might as well like look into it. I started doing it as a hobby. Then I was like, this is pretty nice. You know, my pictures would come out pretty decent. And then I was like, you know what, I could do this. And people were like, oh, you can make money off this. So it kind of like went into one thing and another. But yeah, I mean. It's been a good experience, great experience. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was just asking that question because like when I was first starting my podcast, I wasn't very confident.
Definitely, yeah.
I was like, oh, people are gonna think it sucks. Like all these different thoughts were going through my head. Like people are gonna judge me, all this and that. But I decided, like, you know what? I might as well start.
Exactly,
I mean, I lose nothing from starting. And I mean, definitely. Look, I've definitely grown from my first episode to now.
Yeah, exactly.
My first episode sucks, in my opinion. I don't think I was very good in that. I was nervous.
I mean, and I feel the same way about like my first ever picture, my first ever video. I go look at them, I'm like, dude, how did I think that was good?
Yeah.
You know, and even then now, you know, like 5 years from now, I'm going to think the same thing about my things now. So it's just constant improvement and just always growing. You know, I've always like to learn and new stuff. I always like to grow. I'm never like closed the door on anything where I'm like, oh, you know what, this is where I stop learning. Because at the end of the day, technology is improving by the day, so you kind of need to keep up with it either way. But I mean, yeah, definitely when I first started, I was like, oh, I don't know what people are gonna think, this and that. I posted it and people ended up liking it. I mean, even now, I mean, I'm extremely grateful for anyone that follows me and likes my stuff. The last like 3 days, I've had like 3 posts and they've all gotten like 250 likes. Yeah. And it's just crazy to me because it's like all these people are just like supporting me and are there for me, and it's definitely like nice to have that. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and like I've definitely felt that too with like how many views I get. Like always, obviously it's not a lot.
Exactly.
But from where I started to where I am now, like it's a big improvement. So you have to like look back and realize like, dang, like
Yeah, I mean, and people might clown you for, like, if you have, like, they're like, oh, you only have 100 views. But if you picture 100 people,
yeah,
like,
that's
it's
a lot of people.
And the one thing I've, like, always thought is, like, you never know who could be watching. You know, because if you get 10 views on a video, but one of those persons a great connection down in a big industry, that's the one person that could change your life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that's definitely, like, anyone that's, like, wants to get just into anything in general, like, just always try it. You know, the worst that can happen is you mess up, you know? It's like... So yeah, I've always been like that where I'm like, oh, what are people gonna think about me? The last couple of years, I've just been like, you know what, it's whatever. I mean, the worst that can happen is just people saying stuff. You know?
And obviously, I mean, you've been getting a lot of love. I mean, people always repost your stuff. So you definitely have a lot of people that probably look up to you even because you started something new, and not a lot of people always do that.
I mean, the first like time that it hit me that like I was actually in a way like influencing people was this one guy from Edgerton. He texted me. He was like, oh, yeah, I got into it because of you. And I was like me? I influenced someone to do it. I was just, like, crazy. And, honestly, I give all my respects to Brady Wilkins because he was, like the first one that ever brought it into, like, around here that I could remember. Because, like, I remember it was a Bigfoot Delavan basketball game. And then the next day, people were like, oh, did you see that video that one guy from Walworth posted? And I was like, what the heck? What are you talking about? So I saw it, and I was like, dude, that's like cool. And then that's kind of when I decided like, you know what, like maybe I could try it. And then I tried it, and then so I mean, Brady's always been someone that, you know, he's always chill, so he's been like kind of the first one that I could remember that brought it on. Yeah,
because I was gonna ask you like, did anybody ever inspire you?
Not anyone particular, not really. It's just kind of like no one in my family does it. They don't even know what I'm talking about when I talk to them about it. My cousin does it, but he's always traveling and stuff, and I could never really talk to him. So yeah, like I've kind of had to make my own connections and kind of had to add my own mentors. And honestly, like everything I've learned right now has honestly been off YouTube. That's really like how I've learned everything. So yeah.
What would you say like makes you different than maybe other photographers? Because I mean, I know I said earlier like not everybody starts, but I've seen like a couple people recently, like Wyatt Vale, and even a couple other people. Like started doing photography and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely bigger now than when I first started. Like the more people do it, which is it's kind of cool because it's like more people you can collaborate with. I mean, I don't think anything specific makes you different. You know, everyone has their own style. You know, at the end of the day, my pictures aren't anything crazy. My videos aren't anything like Hollywood level. You know, it's just me in my room, you know, making something up. So yeah, I've always tried to, you know, stay true to myself and not look down on anyone, always try to help everyone. I mean, I could list a bunch of things, but I think at the end of the day, everyone's different in their own way, good or bad, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that what makes you different is that you don't only just do sports, you also do like quinces and stuff. And so that makes you a lot more versatile with what you shoot.
Yeah, I mean, I try to learn as much as I can. I mean, anyone asks me to do a shoot, like, it's kind of like, I kind of like fake it till I make it in a way. Like, if someone asks me, oh, can you do this? I say, yeah, even though I have no clue how to do it, you know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know, because at the end of the day, you can learn how to do it.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I was going to say,
exactly,
like,
yeah. So it's not like I'm lying to them. Like, I can do it. It's just, do I know how to do it in the proper steps? Probably not, but I could learn it, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I've always liked to be very versatile, you know, because at the end of the day, when you get up into like the bigger leagues, you know, if you can only do sports, and there's another dude that's gonna get hired that can do sports, weddings, and everything else, they're obviously gonna hire the other dude because like he can just do so much more. So I mean, I try to be as versatile as I can, try to be an open book, try to talk to as much people as I can that are in it, and just learn as much as I can.
is there something that you want, like you're looking forward to shooting, or like you want to shoot in the future?
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely like the big time leagues like NFL, NBA, MLB, all those type of big time leagues. I've always aspired to like get there. Like, you know, recently I've tried to get into some college games, but like the last 3 days. But so yeah, I've kind of been reaching out to people, see if that works out or not. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to go into college, NBA, like anything I could get into, I'm always down to do because it's just another learning experience.
Yeah, definitely sound like you dream big.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's just how it is. I've always, ever since I was little, I've always had big dreams. Like I never really knew what it was, but it's always been in my head. Like, you know, like I'm gonna be someone like in my lifetime, and that's definitely kind of what I'm trying to live up to. Where it's like I can do something big and kind of leave an impact on Delaware in a way. Because either way, once hopefully if everything goes right, you know, I can come back and then anyone that wants to start it, you know, just I can kind of like teach them how to do it and mentor them in a way. So yeah.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, you're still young. You're a junior, right?
Yeah, I just barely turned 16 in June.
Yeah, so you have practically 2 years of shoot. Like you could shoot whatever, and then after that, well, wherever life takes you, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, once I turn 18, that's just so much more opportunities that open up, like with job applications and everything. Right now, in a way, my age does restrict me, but if anything, I think it kind of helps me. It pushes me and motivates me because I'm like, dude, there's these people that are like 20, 25, like doing this, and you know, they're not even that good and getting these opportunities. And I'm like, dude, I'm 16 and this and that. So I've definitely thought that like my age it's always motivated me. Like, you know, like I'm 16, but that doesn't matter, you know, because I can always like produce good work. Because there's definitely been times where I go in a shoot and I feel it that people look at me like, who's this dude like with a little camera, like just thinking he's someone, and then they see the video, then like it's just a whole different energy. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely get that. It can be scary, man, to start something new.
Yeah. I mean, because, I mean, I wouldn't even blame him. Like, my setup isn't anything crazy. It's just, you know, I mean, you've seen it. It's not anything like that you think, oh, this dude's legit, you know? Like, it's just been a little small camera. But that's why I say, like, the equipment doesn't matter, you know? Like, especially even nowadays, like, phones are crazy with the camera. So, like, I've always heard the term, like, the best camera is the one you have. So, I mean, always just go out and shoot, and then you could always take it somewhere for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about like your goals. And I know we kind of talked about that earlier, but where do you want to see yourself in, like, when you graduate high school?
Yeah.
Like, where do you want to see Dre Films, the company?
Yeah. So definitely by next year, I want to start doing bigger shoots. I guess you could say more production shoots, where, you know, just bigger shoots, bigger clients, contracts and stuff. So hopefully once I'm out of high school, that would be my time to network at like as much as I can, you know, travel as much as I can, and make more opportunities for myself so I can reach all my goals that I want. So yeah, out of high school, I mean, just straight hustling basically every day, and then just see how far it can get me. If not, definitely apply to some media jobs like at a college, or probably like a big league like NFL, NBA, MLB, all those type of leagues, and then hopefully, so yeah, all that type of stuff is kind of what I want to do. I want to freelance, but if a contract comes up where people are like offering me like a good salary and stuff, you know, I'll definitely take it. So yeah.
Yeah. Dude, if there's anything I've learned from you today, it's that you're very humble.
I try to be as much as I can, bro, because honestly, like, it gets me mad when people are just, like, so cocky and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing. Like, if I meet someone and I can just feel that energy that they think they're better than everyone else, I'm always like, you know, like, calm down, you know.
Yeah.
I try to be as humble as I can. There's times where people are just, you know, get on my nerves and I, you know. But, yeah, I mean, I always try to be as humble as I can. I try to help everyone out when people ask me. If anything, when people are like, damn, dude, your pictures are so good, this and that, I'm like, they're really not as good as people think, you know. They're good, but they could always be better. That's always what I think.
Yeah. That's honestly a pretty good mentality, I would say. I mean... No, yeah, that's a good mentality.
I've always
to keep it simple, keep it humble, like
exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've always tried to just stay true to myself. I mean, and like how you said, keep it simple, you know, because it's definitely way easier. I mean, using a rig that's just one camera than having like 3 cameras on your side and trying to do this and do that. You know, that's always why I say, like, if you have like I know people that have like $5,000-$10,000 setups, but their stuff, I don't know, I couldn't tell you exactly what it is, but their stuff just doesn't, you can't tell it's a $5,000-$10,000 setup, you know? If I'm going to drop $5,000 on a setup, I'm going to make sure people know it's like $5,000 and make sure that people can get their best quality worth. So, yeah.
What's the best way to contact you?
Yeah, so if you want to contact me for any type of work collaboration, I'm mainly on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, actually, Snapchat, whatever. My on TikTok is @Dre.M3Dina. If not, you could just probably type in Dre Medina, it'll probably come up. My phone number's in there, my email's in there. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to get a hold of me. I mean, so yeah, it's not anything crazy. I typically reply pretty fast. So I mean, yeah, you can text me and we can work things out within the same day. So yeah.
Yeah, great. All right, that's where. I'll leave all your stuff in the description down below. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Dre, again,
No problem,
for being
bro. Thank
here.
you for having me.